So the most public private company is about to become the most private public company. That's the way we're looking at Facebook. They came out last night with their prospectus, but really the more things change, the more they stay the same at this company. So let's tick through some of the points. I mean, when you go public, Rob, the things you look for are capital, new capital, liquidity, publicity, all those kinds of things.
And are they different at Facebook? Not really.
No, I mean, let's tick through it. So, capital.
Look at how hard it has been for Facebook to raise money. Not at all. I mean, investors have been like storming the gates trying to get into this company.
So they've raised $2 billion or more already over the years, and they say in the prospectus, general corporate purposes, but we actually don't have anything we need this money for right now. They actually say that.
Yeah, although there is one little wrinkle. They say that they might have to pay off those restricted stock units. So in other words, they're raising money to pay their staff for the stock that they gave them. But again, you don't need the capital for operating purposes to grow the business. They've been cash flow positive for a couple of years now and made $1.5 billion of cash flow last year.
And they made $1 billion of income in the last year.
Right.
And the other reason you go public, of course, is for employees to sell their stock.
So liquidity purposes.
But then again, Facebook employees have been selling stock for years.
So they've been able to use second market, share post, all these other vehicles.
And some like DST, a Russian fund, went in there and bought about a large chunk. And there was $100 million
It's
of stock.
not the same kind of liquidity. They've had liquidity.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's
the same kind, but
it's not the same kind of liquidity, but
it's not like they've been a totally private company.
Yeah, it's not like a light switch where you just switch it on and say you have liquidity. It's more like a dimmer where you kind of turn it up a little bit.
Right. Now you can sell a lot more, presuming you're out of the lockup. Now, publicity, of course. The last thing, I mean, some companies go public and they're like, oh, well, our customers become shareholders become customers. This is a great opportunity. We get to ring the bell at the NYSE or on the NASDAQ, and everyone talks about you. But my God, there's never been a more talked about private company.
Well, I mean, there was the
Oscar-nominated film about this thing. I mean,
but here's this is the real reason they have to go public. Right. Is that the publicity that they've had? The Goldman did a big capital raise for them, got into all kinds of trouble, had to limit it to non-US investors in the end last year because they've started running foul of marketing laws for private company.
Right, because they have something like 1,800.
So this is really thick. They have 1,200 shareholders. They have 1,200 shareholders already, and if they're too public, they start breaching rules that apply to private companies. So really, this is the regulation, maybe the main reason they have to do this. That's why they had to commit to do this a year ago.
Now, as far as the other thing that often changes when you go public is, of course, your control in the company. You bring in new shareholders, dilute your control if you're a founder or a founding shareholder. But again, Zuckerberg's going to have 57% of the vote as a result of his 28% stake and all the proxy voting he has and the Class B shares. So there's zero change as far as
given his modest lifestyle and the fact he earned over $1 million last year, I don't think we'll see him dumping large amounts of stock anytime soon. So this is going to be his baby for a long time to come.
No, he's going to hold it forever, and he's got the right to name someone on a successor on his deathbed. I mean, there's no change in control. I guess the one thing that will change is there will have to be a fair amount more transparency. But even there, I mean, one of the things you talk to when I talk to people at Facebook, they say that Mark and the other top executives have routinely go out and talk to groups of people within the company.
Right, I say that they're all
talk about their
shareholders already who are employees and outside shareholders. There's plenty of those too. So it's you and me. We were seeing these numbers for the first time, but those guys have seen them already.
All right. Well, okay. So the world's most public private company pretty much stays that way. We'll be back with more Breaking Views tomorrow.